This is Tracy Crowder coming to you from Splash Fabric. I have 4 half yards of our 56-inch wide laminated cottons. This is our market tote pattern. You want to download that before we start. And this is the bag we're going to make. And it's a perfect grocery bag. I use mine as a swim bag. Everybody uses these as purses these days. It has one slip pocket, the way we make them. But, you know, you are welcome. And we used a different fabric inside. So that makes it really fun. But you're welcome to mix and match and add any pockets that you want. I'm just giving you all the basic tools to make the cutest bag ever. Let's get started. When you print out this pattern, you don't have to print the color. These are just pretty pictures. That's page 1. Page 2 and 3 are really what you need. So I show you all the layouts here. I realize some people don't know what notches are, so we're going to talk about that. But for me, I think it's easiest to cut it out folded, like this sewing diagram shows you. And then, so I'll measure down 18 inches from the selvage edge of my fabric, which is going to be right here, and make the fold, let's see, 18 inches, yeah. So I'll make the fold right about there. And with this fabric, you see there's a blue line of knitting. This is my knitting fabric. And so I'll cut it, I'll fold it in half, and then use it as, basically this will become my pattern for the rest of them. I could fold them all like this and stack them, but I think I might get a better result if I just do one and then I'll stack the rest. Okay, there's 2 different ways that a person can do this. You can fold and make this this bottom box corner later, or you can make it first off. You can cut it out and make it. This is how I'm used to making it, but I just learned that there's a lot of people that leave the edge straight and then fold and cut out this corner later, and that's perfect for home sewing. So what I like to do is all the cutting in advance. Now I'm ready to cut the top off. And when you get your fabric, feel free to leave this extra. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to cut these so that they all match. Okay, we're at the point where we're cutting these notches 8 inches from the center. It's 5 inches over from the edge. I measured from the center out 4 inches on each side. Woo! You got to cut, yeah, there. Down, 1/4 of an inch. Cut it like you mean it. And now we'll cut pockets. So I say the pockets are 7 inches by 7 inches. You can make them a little bit bigger if you want. I'm thinking I might, because it makes them, you know, just deeper, so that things in your pockets stay in your pockets when you put your bag down in the car or whatever. Sometimes they fall over. They're not very structural. So once they fall over, oh, this goes this way. I'm going to make them all the same. And then we're going to end up with another whole set of bags. It could be a lunch bag. It could be really fun to have a smaller market tote made out of this on this side. And I'm going to measure up 7 inches. And I'm going to chop this off. Yeah, I'm going to get this thing, you guys. I'm going to get used to it. It's going to be great. There. Look, I did it in one fell swoop. Ah. Then I went back and cut a little sliver. Oh well. So these are pockets. Let's make them half of this. So I'm going to make them 9 inches. And we're going to make the same for the minis. We're going to make a normal market tote and a mini. As I go along, I make these. They're not what we carry in our line. And so I'm going to do giveaways or donations to groups that I find. For instance, the hurricane relief people in North Carolina are going to get some of these this season. But in the future, we're going to do giveaways of all the extra bags that I'm making when I make these tutorials. The tops of all the pockets need to get folded and sewn down a 1/2 inch. I'm folding over this top just a 1/2 inch, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going to fold it over. It's the holidays. You're in a rush. Everything is happening. You want to make it so that you can have a top fold over like that, and then your pocket starts not too deep down inside. Okay, I'm going to show you 8 bags and all their pockets. I just think this is so fun. I sewed the side seam before I sewed the pocket on, and the whole goal was to sew the pocket on first while it was flat. But I can do it, but don't do this. Do the pocket first. While you still have a flat piece of fabric, it's ever so much easier. But since it's pinned and I can wrangle it, so it's not that bad, but it would be easier if I could do it first. So I just take it and go to the corner, the top corner, double stitch a couple times, and something's rattling over here, and it's not the cat. I go down to the bottom of the pocket, I pivot, and I just use black thread. I use kind of a heavier weight Tex 27 or Tex 40, and then I pivot, I lift up my needle, pivot the corner, go along the bottom, do as I say, not as I do. Pivot. Okay, here I am back at the sewing machine, and I'm just gonna sew all of these, the side seams, both side seams. So this, see, it's cut, it starts like that, and then you open it flat like this, and line up those edges, get the points cut out, and then you just stitch along the bottom. So what you want to do is fold this over, at a 45, and sew along the bottom. You just kind of finger press this flat. And you want to go over about 2 inches, I think. We'll see what this looks like, because this will give you a 2-inch box bottom on these small bags. We're going to do a 3-inch box bottom on the big bags. And you can be a lot more precise than I am, but this is how I roll. Okay, so there's one. And then here's the second one. You want to make sure that it's, you know, pretty much a 45-degree angle, or your bag's going to sit a little wonky. And you put it the same way. I'm just measuring off a little piece of metal that's here on the plate of my sewing machine, and that's giving me enough of a box that I think it'll be perfect. And you want the sides that you're sewing down to be fairly even. And something's making is making a sound over here. And back and forth stitching on both ends. And then I'm just going to use these because I'm here to cut this off. Whew, this is cute. Okay. Here's a little bag. Turn the bag's wrong side out and measure down. I usually do more like an 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. And I'm just going to start ironing and get this pressed. And then, see, and you can iron. This iron isn't super hot, but it's enough to really make that crease. And then it's real easy to sew. So for the little bags, I think we want a smaller strap. So I happen to have these around, and it seems like this would be a good bet for a smaller bag, because they're not going to be, you could put this, I could put it around my shoulders. Some people can. Not everybody would, but I think that would be cute. On the taller bags, I tend to like to put at least 26 inches, because that allows for any size person to put it over their shoulder, which is essential for this type of bag. So you take a lighter and you just seal up that baby. Put it down. We're going to pin it right there where we have our notch. And I put it so that the middle of the 1-inch piece of nylon webbing is right at the notch. So it's a little snip that is 8 inches. There's 8 inches between the handles. And that's, I have found that is a very comfortable dimension. I like to put my label as I sew this around the top. I'll put my label in it as well. If you have a label, that's a really cute spot to put it. I'm going to make these 3 inches, so it'll be 6 inches across instead of 8 inches across. And that's where I'll put my webbing handles. And what I'm doing is folding so that the seams match, and then I can find the center of the front of the bag. I'm going to sew right along the top, just over enough, just over. I have the edge of the presser foot right on the edge of the fabric. Okay? Okay, you guys, I made the most adorable little bags. I just love them. They're so cute. And they each have a contrasting pockets, because the mix and match thing was pretty great. So I made 4 big ones, 4 small ones. And you can see some of these I put a double handle on. So there's a short handle and a long handle. I don't know if you caught that in the video, but that you can mix and match the pockets. You can add more pockets. You know, I always make these handles so they're a little bit longer than normal. I make them 26 inches so that they fit everybody. So Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and happy sewing.